This is a really special day for the club, the kids, the community, and for me personally as well. When I joined the board a little over 6 years ago, the first committee that I joined was the Facilities Committee. And at the time, the main goal of that committee was to plan a Remington renovation that would have as its centerpiece a renovated kitchen with an attached kids' cafe. When Latanya and I took over a little over a year ago, we, along with the board, decided that getting this Remington renovation done was going to be one of our top priorities for the first year. And we're here today about to see our vision realized. Feeling a little emotional, actually. When the construction is complete, we will have a brand new kitchen with an attached kids' cafe. And that will allow us to continue the programming that we're already doing with nutrition, healthy habits, and wellness. It will also allow us to provide our kids with an introduction to the culinary arts. And my dream is that ultimately it will allow us to feed every child at Mascaro and Remington a hot meal every day. Still on the list of things to do. In addition, the inside of this building and the exterior are going to get a much needed facelift. None of this could have been done without the help of so many of our community partners and neighbors, and so I would really just like to thank some of those people who are here today and some of those people who aren't. First, Amy Paulin actually gave us a legislative grant of $50,000 that enabled us to buy all new kitchen equipment, so thank you so much, Assemblywoman Paulin. I would also like to thank the city. We've always had a really wonderful partnership with the city, but I really feel like that partnership has blossomed in the last year. From our co-construction of a playground at Feeney Park with Kaboom to this project, we've really tried to improve that relationship, and I think that this really is the fruition of that. In particular, I would really like to thank City Manager Chuck Strom, Mayor Noam Bramson, our council member Jared Rice, Kathleen Gill, Bill Zimmerman, Scott Pickup, Jim Moran, Paul Vaca. The entire team has really been incredible, and none of this would have happened without the support of the city, so thank you so very much. In addition, we've had two architects who've worked on this project. The first, Chris Broda, worked on this project for many years and dedicated hundreds of hours pro bono. She's not here today, but she's really an incredibly creative and passionate person, and I have to thank her for the work that she put in. Jonathan Villani sort of got us over the finish line. He's been working with us for the last year and has been really instrumental in helping us sort of conceptualize this, save some money, and get this project through. In conjunction, we've worked very closely with our Avanti Contracting that are going to be our partners in this project. They've been incredible and very flexible and patient, and they are actually going to allow us to do this renovation while keeping the building open so that we can serve the kids still. In addition, none of this would have been possible without the support of our board. We have our board treasurer, Nicole Bell Simon, here. We have our board secretary, Doug Dixon, back there. This was really a top priority for the board, and the one person who needs to be thanked the most is Mike Handler. He's been on this project for as long as I have, which is over 6 years. He has shown incredible tenacity and passion for it. He is in contracting and construction, so without his expertise, none of this would have ever happened. So Mike Handler, thank you so much. I can't tell you how appreciative I am. In addition, I'd really like to thank members of the Lincoln community, and in particular, the Remington Men's Club and the Remington Women's Auxiliary. Your support and generosity, both in terms of time and talent, has been incredible. And me personally, I would just like to thank you for welcoming me so graciously when I took on this role. We can't do the work that we do without you, and your patience and support is more appreciated than you will ever know. Finally, I would really like to just, thank our staff, and particularly our fearless leaders, Nate and Latanya. It's been an absolute honor to work so closely with you for the last year. We're in this building right now, and we can take you around and show you exactly what we're going to be doing. But I would really urge you all to come back when the kids are here. I'm incredibly proud of what's been happening here in the last year and the programming that we're doing and the environment that we're creating for those kids. And so anyone who wants a tour, I would love to come and show you exactly what we're doing. So thank you so much, and we really appreciate your being here today.
Well, good morning. I'm Noam Bramson, the mayor of New Rochelle. I think I know most of the folks here, but in case I don't know some, I thought maybe I'd introduce myself. And let me say, just to start, that it really is a pleasure to follow Jamie, who in addition to being so dedicated and so wonderful an advocate for this organization is also a dear friend. And I would say that that moment of emotion in your comments was well earned. By all the effort, all the labor, all the energy that was applied to bringing us to this moment. I don't want to repeat all the thanks that Jamie offered, but I'll just say in brief that whether it's the board or the community partners or the advocates from the neighborhood or the outstanding leadership of the Boys and Girls Club represented by LaTanya and Nate, it really has been a wonderful partnership that has brought to fruition something that's going to be deeply important to our entire community. And just sort of looking around this gym and thinking about the hundreds, if not thousands, of young people whose lives have been touched by their association with the Boys and Girls Club over the years. And now the knowledge that this building and its programming is being refreshed for a new generation of young people. There's a wonderful story there of continuity, of values being expressed in appropriate ways for each successive cohort of young people, recognizing that the world changes, but that our commitment to making sure our children can be everything they ought to be, that doesn't change. That's got to be a constant. And that is what all of us collectively have achieved. Jamie and I joked that there have been some twists and turns along the way. There may be some twists and turns as we move forward, but that's okay as long as that curving road gets you to a higher and better place. And as long as we continue working together in the same spirit, I have no doubt that we will get to that place. So thank you all very much, and congratulations.
Good morning, everybody. When the mayor spoke about the thousands and hundreds of young people whose lives will be touched as a result of what we're doing here, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that I am one of those young people. I used to be one of those young people, not too young anymore. I grew up here in this club, and it's weird for me to be at this podium, at this microphone, knowing that my start at the Remington unit came on Saturday mornings, where we used to have the Saturday morning basketball league. And in addition to the basketball, one of my fondest memories of those Saturday mornings was right there in that kitchen. We had a staff worker named Bougie, and you knew every Saturday you'd get the best hamburgers and the best hot dogs right here at the Remington unit. And when I spoke to Nate, he told me that they no longer had that available for young people. It just really hurt me. And it's the little things that matter when we're looking to improve lives, especially lives in this Lincoln Avenue corridor. I've been at this club over the last few days on several occasions, and I've been able to witness and see a lot of the amazing work that's been done. This past week, last Saturday, I was a participant in the Community Cops basketball game. It was hosted by Aaron Williams, the unit director here. I was the coach for the community team, and we lost by 3 points. I'm still kind of hurt about that. But next year, we're going to look to do a little bit better. This past week, I was reading to some of the young people for one of their Christmas events. And this past Friday, I was here as a representative of my brother's keeper, New Rochelle, where Nate Adams and others brought Pepsi to the club. I was fortunate enough to go to Washington, D.C. at the White House last week to be part of my brother's keeper task force nationally, and to know that in Washington they know about the Remington Boys and the Girls Club, that means a lot. And I believe that as we move forward in 2017, a lot more people are going to know about the Remington Boys and Girls Club and the Boys and Girls Club of New Rochelle in general, because we do have some amazing things going on. We're looking to have some more mentoring programs. We're looking to have some more after-school activities related to academic success. We're looking to have the full gamut of our cradle to career pipeline. And when you look where Remington is situated along this Lincoln Avenue corridor, this really is the driver of what's going to happen in the future. Whether we're talking about our Lincoln Park community gardens, whether we're talking about road redesigns on Lincoln Avenue, whether we're talking about the creation of more affordable housing in New Rochelle, which will have to be here first and foremost, this is the driver. We're sitting at this place right now, and this is just a beginning of many great things to come. So I appreciate everyone's hard work, from the board to the staff to the community, to all the volunteers who make this possible, and thank you so much.
morning. I'm Chuck Strong, the city manager. I got a lot of emails from the police saying, thank God that coach didn't have a defensive scheme last week. Never would have won the game. I'm just back from Florida visiting my father, and I was sitting at the pool on Saturday, and I saw that I was coming here on Monday for a groundbreaking, and I thought, boy, maybe I should stay another day. It's really cold down there. Anyway, I'm one of the people who's been here a long time. I was around when the South Side unit was sold to the YMCA, and $500,000 of the proceeds from that sale were put aside in a fund for the Boys and Girls Club to make renovations to whichever unit of their choice. And so I've been through various board presidents, various executive directors, various iterations of the project, and a lot of things. And it's sometimes a struggle when there's public money involved, but that was a long time ago. I think that was probably 15, 16, I don't know, a lot of years ago. So that money's been sitting there, and it's really gives me a lot of pleasure to see some of it being spent with this project. I actually have a little history here too. My son played basketball in the Saturday League. It's where he discovered he'd be a football player and not a basketball player. Sometimes painful to watch, but we've seen a lot of improvements. The floor was old then, and it's new now, and at least looks to be holding up. We've had drainage problems over the years. We've had a lot of, I still can't believe your kids get tennis balls and frisbees into these light fixtures. I don't know how they do it, but we have a relationship that I think is on a day-to-day basis working much better now on keeping everybody's responsibilities in line. And this project is going to be very good for the community and good for the city. And I know he was here, our Parks Commissioner was here, I guess he had to leave. But what I tell people is if the Boys and Girls Club didn't provide the programs that are provided here, the city would have to do it. And we probably wouldn't be very good at it. So I want to just take this opportunity to say congratulations on the project and thank you for the programs that you provide for the young people of our city. Thanks so much.
So I'm not going to go through all of the thank yous. I've been here now 13 months. And when Jamie and other members of the board mentioned that sort of business number one was getting this project done, I went home to my husband and said, I know absolutely nothing about construction, so what am I supposed to do? I have to say I've learned a lot. I know what balances are and a whole lot of other things that I didn't know before this project started. But I'm not going to reiterate the folks that we've already listed, but I have to say just a very personal thank you when there were times that I thought, oh my God, this is never going to happen. We have, sort of stopped and started. I always had to sort of think about if Michael and Jamie are still here, and they've been doing this for about 6 or 8 years, and if the Remington Men's Club they're still here, and the Women's Auxiliary is still here, and many of our staff are still here. I absolutely have nothing to complain about, and we're going to try plow ahead. So thank you to all of you, for welcoming me. I'm not a New Rochellian. I know many of you wondered, who is this young lady, well, I'm not so young, but who is this person with this southern drawl who professes to have some clue of what to do with the kids here in New Rochelle. I appreciate your faith in me and your trust, but I really do want to thank Michael and Jamie for sort of being so tenacious and not allowing us to give up on the possibility. I am the eternal optimist. I tend to see things as always half full, no matter how difficult they may be. And I'm under no illusion that just because we're here today it's going to stop being difficult. But I certainly do believe that all of the young people that we serve, not just in this building, but throughout the community in New Rochelle. And on any given day, we have more than 700 kids in our 5 clubs. I take that responsibility seriously, and every single one of them deserves a space that they can call their own, that makes them feel welcome, and that can possibly meet as many of their needs as possible. We're not their parents. We're not looking to replace the family unit, but we are absolutely a parallel family unit. And that means to me that it is my responsibility that every single day we are doing 100% of what we can do to make their lives just a little bit better, if only for 3 hours. So thank you very much. I'd also like to thank, we had some people who sort of stepped up really early. Brandon Steiner of Steiner Sports is not here, but he immediately said when Nate met with him a few months ago, and he had an interest in just learning a little bit more about what we do at the Boys and Girls Club of New Rochelle. And he made a commitment that he would gather a number of friends to make a donation towards this renovation effort. And he's made good on that promise to some degree already. So I think we must give him an acknowledgement and gratitude for their generosity. And you know, running a nonprofit organization, particularly now in these days, and I've been doing this for almost 30 years, believe it or not, and there was a time when you didn't have to really search for money. It kind of came to you. Those days are long gone. They left about 10 years ago. But when you get a call out of the blue from someone who says, hey, we've got, you know, a little bit of money for you, and you didn't solicit, you didn't ask for that, you don't even know who they are, you have to, it puts a spring in your step. I gotta tell you, it made last week a lot easier. And I wanna thank M&T Bank and Michael Madonia particularly for their generous gift to the Boys and Girls Club of New Rochelle. And, you know, a portion of those proceeds will also come here to Remington. The $2,500 is going to be used for all of our after-school programming at Mascaro and here at Remington. So I want to publicly acknowledge the gift and publicly thank you. So having said all of that, I think what we will do, I did forget something, I'm sorry, because Jamie said it, but I have to repeat it. The staff. Long before I started, I called Eric and I said, can I take you out for coffee? Because he didn't know who the heck I was. And from that moment forward, I had an instant bond, not with just Eric, but with everyone in the club. Lindsay, I can't ask her to do anything that doesn't get done. When I said, oh, we want to try to do a groundbreaking and we want to do it pretty quickly, what do you need? I got you. And that's always her response. Nate is, you know, what do you need? Always. And many times anticipates what I need long before I can even tell him. Will is always there with a smile, even when, on the few occasions when I don't see that smile, I get a little concerned. But generally speaking, he's always there with a smile. And you don't have to worry about, will the work get done? The same goes for Aaron and the staff here at Remington. I can't tell you what that does for me. You know, I hear a lot about me being their leader. I like to say that I'm the facilitator. My job is to provide them with the resources and the conditions to do their job well. And I'm hopeful and grateful that they allow me to do that they, you know, sort of put up with my crazy visions and ideas. I oftentimes, you know, get very theoretical and they patiently look at me and go through that process. But I appreciate their indulgence, but I more importantly appreciate the hard work and sacrifice and dedication that they give to the 1,200 kids we serve each year. We would not be here if it were not for them. When there was no one in my position, they carried on, and they carried on well. They didn't just survive, they thrived, and it allowed me to walk in and have a vision that we could actualize. So this work is not mine, it is 100% the staff, because they did that. And I want to make sure that we always remember that. So thank you.